So you want to compete in a bodybuilding show. Should you do it? My name's Alex. I've done 2 bodybuilding competitions. I competed in June of 2022 and July of 2023, and I'm competing again in October of 2025 this year. So I'm really excited for the competition, and I thought today I'd make a video kind of answering that question. Should you compete in a bodybuilding show? I'm going to cover a couple different aspects. 1 is physically, are you ready? 2 is mentally, are you ready? And 3 is financially, are you ready? So let's get into it. Okay, physically, should you compete in a bodybuilding show? Do you have enough muscle? Where are you at as far as your weight limit and your height class? You don't need a certain amount of muscle to compete in a bodybuilding competition. You don't. And when you compete, there's going to be at least these 2 different paths you can go down. It's 1, are you trying to challenge yourself, or are you trying to win? Are you trying to beat other people? When I was competing my first time, I just wanted the challenge to myself, and I wasn't expecting to beat anyone else because I was 6 foot 176 on stage, and I was competing in an untested league, and I knew that I could not size up to these other guys, but I didn't care because I wanted to compete, I wanted to get shredded, and I wanted to pose, and I wanted to have fun. That's totally okay. You don't need a certain amount of muscle to do that. And you also don't really need a certain amount of muscle to beat other people because you don't know who's going to show up. There's a wide variety of people that show up to these competitions. I've competed against people that look like they should be on a national show stage competing for a pro card. They're in true novice, like first classic show, like no way. I don't believe it at all. That's this guy, by the way. So yeah, I had to compete against him looking like this. But then you have to think about it on the other hand. Are you trying to qualify for nationals? Are you trying to win a pro card? More than likely, if that's your goal, it's probably not your first show. And now your goal is to get on stage and you want to outsize somebody, you want to be leaner than the other people, and you are trying to win something in general. Controversial take, you don't have to want to win the bodybuilding show to do the bodybuilding show. And I think the only thing you should really want to win or beat is yourself, because mentally you're going to be facing yourself a lot 1v1, and you're the only person in the room, and that's kind of how the champions on that stage are made, and in life in general. When it's the easiest thing in the world to just cheat on your diet and you just have to stay disciplined, those battles are insane. But that's getting into the mental part. So to summarize, physically, are you ready to compete? If you're competing just to have fun, go out there, kick some ass, get shredded, learn how to pose, challenge yourself, hit the most muscular during the pose down and look at everyone like, ah, that's what you want to do, then do it. You don't have to be at a certain level physically. Side note, muscular wise is kind of what I'm talking about there. As far as body fat percentage goes, all that means is you're going to have a longer prep than someone else. So you should still compete if you want to. I don't care if you're 300 pounds, 400 pounds, whatever. You're just going to have a longer timeline to do it. It's going to be even more rewarding, even more challenging, and you're going to be pushing yourself even harder than anyone else. And those are all reasons to do it too. Mentally, are you ready to compete? No. You're not. That's the point. Have you ever hit a PR on bench, and do you remember how hard that was and how hard you had to work and the training that led up to that and the absolute awesome joy of doing something you've never done before and just feeling on top of the world? That's doing a bodybuilding prep every single week. Because every single week on a prep that you go through, that is like hitting that PR, and it feels amazing. But how hard is a PR? It's everything you got, and it's something you've never done before, and you put that stress on yourself every single week. Be prepared to do the hardest thing you've ever had to do. Are you mentally ready? Can you prepare for that? The best you can do is say, I'm going to challenge myself and I'm going to do the best I can. It takes a lot of grit and determination. Mentally, if you are ready to do it, just don't half-ass it. I would hate for you to do a show and you kind of aren't trying as hard as you should, and you know you could have been better, and you have a little bit of a regret about that. That's kind of like a terrible feeling. That's how I felt in my second show, and I wasn't even like, I was excited to go on stage, and I had people there that I was so happy to see me, but one of the reasons I'm doing this third show is because I did not condition well for that second show, and it's still in the back of my head 2 years later. Go all in and set high standards for yourself. That's all you can do. You can't be mentally prepped going into it unless you do a show, because then you've already trained your mind a little bit towards it, but it's always going to be hard. It's not something, it can get easier, but it's always going to be very hard. All right, last point. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you have and you've enjoyed this video, if you could leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. Financially, are you ready for a bodybuilding show? This is cool because it's not up to philosophizing it. I'm going to explain all the finances that you need to compete. So first one is you're going to need a membership to the federation or whatever you're competing in. For me, it's the National Physique Committee. For what I compete in, the National Physique Committee it's $150 per calendar year. $150. Now, in this federation for me, it's $110 per class. So if I wanted to do classic physique and I want to do men's physique, that would cost me $220, and the membership on top of that is $370 total. And we are just getting started, okay? Ladies, I didn't forget about you. You have it way worse than the men do because you have to get your hair did. You have to buy a bikini, and those are hundreds of dollars. You have to get heels, makeup done. You have to get nails done. They need cosmetic things that actually will impact their score. Men, classic physique, posing trunks, 50, 60, 70 bucks, depending where you get. Board shorts are anywhere from, it can be $30, it can be $100. Basically, higher quality, whatever, it's name brand stuff, it's more expensive. Next up, you have travel. So chances are your show isn't happening in your hometown. You're gonna need to get a hotel. You might have to get a ticket for a plane if you need it or whatever. I wouldn't recommend doing that for your first show because it's gonna make things way more stressful on you. So for my shows, I've just driven 2 hours. Hotel prices vary, whatever. We'll say it's gonna be $150. I don't know, $100 for a night, whatever. Do you want professional tanning done? That's going to be another $115. Do you want professional pictures taken? So you're looking at about 800 some with those things. That is optional. You can have your own tanning done. I don't recommend it because it's harder and it's less reliable, and I would just do the tanning that is offered to you. And I would actually I'd recommend that you do pictures. You're going to have those to look back on. Here's some of mine that I really like. You're going to have more shots posted of you online as far as the NPC goes. Coaching, that's the big one. Depending on who you get, could be hundreds of dollars. It will be hundreds of dollars a month for coaching. You also may need a posing coach as well. I was really lucky. Someone named David Bay, he emceed the Arnold Classic this year. He taught me how to pose because we go to the same gym. So I was super lucky. He won Mr. Wisconsin twice. So he's an accomplished bodybuilder. So I just got lucky. Honestly, it's who you know at the end of the day. So look, ask someone at your gym if they can teach you how to pose. They might be able to help. Otherwise, you can also learn online. That's a great resource. My first show, I prepped myself using things I learned from Greg Doucette, especially with the diet, and training routines from mostly Greg Doucette and Jeff Nippard were great resources for me. That depends how easy it is for you to teach yourself to do things, or if you're someone that has to have a coach, totally get that too. That's where the cost now varies over $1,000 to $2,000, whatever. I don't know. How long do you have the coach for? You could spend $1,200 on coaching 6 months leading up or 5 months leading up to your show. That's why I prefer to coach myself and learn what I can because I don't have that kind of money. But if you're looking to win a high profile competition, you should definitely consider having a coach and putting that money in. Last thing it's going to cost is your dignity, because you're either going to need to shave your own butt crack or find someone to do it for you. Either way, you lose in that situation. Some little things here and there. Exfoliating soap for before you do your spray tan because you want your tan to stick on better. You might need special clothes to wear after you get a tan. Slides, I had to wear baggy black pants and a shirt, and slides because you need to maintain the integrity of your tan leading up to the show. Food is an issue too, because healthy food is actually more expensive than shitty food is. You need to think of the cost of things like eggs and meat and fruit and vegetables. Eating healthy is not cheap, so just take that into consideration as well. So we're looking at, without any sort of coaching, it's probably going to cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 to compete. You don't want the tanning or the photos, or you don't want the hotel, which is I just would not do. You can bring that cost down to $600, $700, $800. Also, you can save money on things like that. You don't have to buy new. You don't have to get a professional hairstylist or makeup artist. Chances are you probably have someone in your life that would love to do that for you, women anyways, so make sure you take advantage of that. Save money where you can. You can dwindle that cost down a lot. You might even do your own makeup. I knew someone who did that for their first show. Physically, mentally, and financially, should you do a bodybuilding show? Yes, you should. You should absolutely commit to the challenge of doing one. You'll grow so much from it. You'll learn so much about yourself, and you are just, it's such a rewarding feeling once you're done. And the first thing you want to do is eat a crumble cookie. And the second thing you want to do is do it again. It's an addiction. And when I won first place and everyone was cheering for me, that is just a feeling you can't really replicate outside of doing organized sports. I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope you compete. If you do, let me know. Drop a comment, give me your social, I'll follow you. I want to follow your journey and cheer you on. I just really appreciate you guys watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Drop a subscription to my channel. It's free, actually, so get it while it's hot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.